I was finishing up a report when my phone buzzed. Private number. I stepped outside to take it. Cooper speaking. Hey man, it's Glenn from the lab. Got your results back. Glenn Morrison. We went to college together. He ran a private testing facility downtown and owed me a favor from years back when I helped him through a tough spot. And zero match. Not even close. Whoever the father is, it's definitely not you. I thanked him and ended the call. Just stood there in the parking lot for a minute, letting it sink in. Part of me had hoped I was wrong. That maybe I was being paranoid. That the test I'd found 3 weeks ago had some innocent explanation. But no, the lab confirmed what I suspected. 3 weeks earlier, I'd been cleaning out her car. Found a pregnancy test wedged in the bottom of the cup holder trash. Positive. 2 lines, clear as day. I'd stared at it, confused. We hadn't been intimate in almost 2 months. She'd been distant, always tired, always had somewhere to be. And she hadn't mentioned anything about being pregnant. That's when the pieces started connecting. The new password on her phone. I tried using the old one a few days before that, just to check the time while mine was charging. Access denied. She'd changed it without saying anything. Then there were the Wednesday evenings. Book club, she said. Except I'd casually asked her friend Natalie about it at a barbecue last month, and Natalie looked confused. There was no book club. I didn't confront her. That would have been stupid. She'd just deny everything, flip it around, make me the villain for not trusting her. Instead, I watched. Waited. 2 Saturdays ago, we were on the couch watching some action movie she'd picked. She wasn't really paying attention, kept checking her phone. At one point, she got up to grab water, left the phone on the coffee table. Screen lit up with a notification. I saw her unlock it when she came back. I made a mental note. Didn't react. Just kept watching the movie like nothing happened. Wednesday came around again. She left for her supposed book club around 7. I waited 30 minutes, then grabbed her iPad from the bedroom. Same password. 1200 bingo. I went straight to the photos. Everything looked normal at first. Pictures of food, random selfies, screenshots of recipes. But then I checked the recently deleted folder. There it was. A photo of a pregnancy test. Positive. Dated 2 weeks after the one I'd found in her car. She'd taken a picture of it, then deleted it. But she'd forgotten about the 30-day deletion period. I sat there staring at that photo for a long time. She was pregnant. She knew she was pregnant. And she was hiding it from me. The next day, I called Glenn. Explained the situation. He agreed to run a private test. Off the books. I just needed a sample from her. Easy enough. She'd left a water bottle in the car after her workout. I bagged it, dropped it off at his lab that afternoon. 3 weeks of waiting. 3 weeks of watching her act completely normal. 3 weeks of her lying to my face every single day. And now I had my answer. I drove home that evening with this strange calm. Not anger. Not sadness. Just clarity. The kind you get when you finally stop lying to yourself about something you already knew. When I walked through the door, she was in the kitchen scrolling through her phone. She glanced up, did a double take. You're smiling. I set my keys down. Am I? Yeah. You haven't smiled like that in months. What happened? I grabbed a bottle of water from the fridge. Just got some good news. Things are finally making sense. Her expression shifted slightly. Guarded. What kind of news? Work stuff. Boring details. Nothing you'd be interested in. She stood there studying me, phone still in her hand. I could see the gears turning. She knew something was different, but she couldn't figure out what. You're being weird, she said. Weird how? I don't know. You just seem different. I took a drink, watching her over the bottle. She looked uncomfortable. Nervous, even. Good. Maybe I'm just in a better mood. That a problem? No. It's just strange. You've been so quiet lately, and now you're acting like you won the lottery or something. I laughed. Couldn't help it. Not quite, but close enough. She crossed her arms. Who called you? I saw you on the phone outside. Just a friend. Catching up. What friend? Glenn Morrison. Remember him from college. Her face didn't change, but I saw her grip tighten on the phone. What did he want? Nothing major. Just confirming some information I'd asked him about. What information? I shrugged. Personal stuff. Nothing to worry about. The truth was, I'd already been planning my next steps for 2 weeks. Called a lawyer. Got a consultation. Pulled all our financial records. Set up a separate bank account and quietly moved half our savings into it. Made sure my name was the only one on the lease renewal we'd just signed. Everything was ready. I just needed that test result to confirm what I already knew. She was still watching me, waiting for more explanation. You're acting really strange, she said again. Am I? Or are you just not used to seeing me in a good mood? Her jaw tightened. She wanted to push harder, I could tell, but something held her back. Maybe she was afraid of what she'd find if she kept digging. I'm going to take a shower, she said finally. Sure, take your time. As she walked past, I noticed her hands shaking slightly. She gripped the phone tighter, knuckles white. I sat down at the kitchen table and opened my laptop. Email from my lawyer was waiting. Subject line, ready to proceed. I heard the shower turn on upstairs. Then I heard her voice. Quiet, but audible. She was talking to someone. Probably him. Probably telling him that something felt off. That I was acting suspicious. She was right to worry. I clicked reply and typed, file the papers tomorrow morning. Then I closed the laptop and smiled again. Because tomorrow, when everything became official, she'd finally understand exactly why I'd been in such a good mood. And there wouldn't be a damn thing she could do to stop it. The next morning, I woke up before her. Made coffee, checked my email. My lawyer had already filed the papers. Everything was in motion now. She came downstairs around 8, still in her pajamas. Looked like she hadn't slept much. Morning, I said, pouring myself a second cup. She didn't respond right away. Just stood there in the doorway, arms crossed, watching me. You were up late last night, I said. Everything okay? I could ask you the same thing. I took a sip of coffee. I slept fine. Best sleep I've had in months, actually. Her eyes narrowed. What's going on with you? What do you mean? You know exactly what I mean. Yesterday you were all smiles. Now you're sitting here acting like everything's perfectly normal, isn't it? She walked over to the coffee maker, poured herself a cup with shaking hands. You're hiding something. That's interesting. What's that supposed to mean? I shrugged. Nothing. Just interesting that you'd accuse me of hiding things. She spun around. What are you talking about? I'm not talking about anything. You're the one who brought it up. Her face flushed. She opened her mouth, closed it, then opened it again. You're playing games with me. Games. I'm just drinking coffee. Stop it. Just tell me what's going on. I set my cup down and looked at her directly. Why don't you tell me what's going on first? What? You heard me. Is there anything you want to share? Anything important happening in your life that maybe your husband should know about? Her face went pale. For a second, I thought she might actually confess. But then she recovered, put on that defensive mask she'd gotten so good at wearing. I don't know what you're talking about. Sure you don't. Are you accusing me of something? Should I be? She slammed her cup on the counter. This is ridiculous. You're acting insane. Am I? Or am I just finally paying attention? Her phone buzzed on the counter between us. She grabbed it immediately, checked the screen, then quickly typed something back. Her hands were trembling. Who's that? I asked. None of your business. Interesting response from a wife to her husband. It's just a friend, okay? God. Since when do I need permission to text people? You don't. I'm just curious why you're so defensive about it. She grabbed her phone and headed for the stairs. I'm not doing this right now. Doing what? Whatever this is. This weird interrogation you're trying to pull. I stood up, kept my voice calm. I'm not interrogating anyone. I asked a simple question and you completely overreacted. Makes a person wonder why. She stopped halfway up the stairs, turned back. You want to know who I was texting? Fine. It was Melissa. She's having problems with her boyfriend and needed advice. Happy now. Melissa's in Seattle visiting her parents this week. I saw her Facebook post yesterday. The color drained from her face completely. She just stood there, frozen, trying to come up with another lie. But hey, I continued, maybe you're texting a different Melissa. Easy name to confuse. You're checking my friend's social media now? That's creepy. It popped up on my feed. But nice deflection. She came back down the stairs, anger replacing the panic. What the hell is wrong with you? Since when do you question everything I say? Since I started noticing that a lot of what you say doesn't quite add up. Like what? Like your book club that doesn't exist. Like your Wednesday evenings that you're so secretive about. Like the way you changed your phone password without mentioning it. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. Yeah, I said. I noticed that too. She recovered quickly. Too quickly. I changed it because you kept going through my phone. I never went through your phone. You tried to. I saw you. Interesting. So you changed your password because you caught me trying to check the time on your phone while mine was dead. That makes total sense. It's called privacy. It's called suspicious behavior. There's a difference. Her phone buzzed again. She glanced at it, then back at me. The panic was back in her eyes. I have to get ready for work, she said. It's Saturday. I have to go in for a few hours. Big project. First I'm hearing about it. I mentioned it yesterday. No, you didn't. She was already heading back upstairs. Well, I'm telling you now. I watched her disappear down the hallway. Heard the bedroom door close. Then lock. My phone buzzed. Text from my lawyer. Court date set for 3 weeks from Monday. She'll be served papers by end of business today. I texted back. Perfect. 20 minutes later, she came back down dressed for work. Hair done, makeup on, but I could see the stress in her face. The dark circles under her eyes. I'll be back around 3, she said, not looking at me. Sure. Have a good day at your project that you definitely mentioned. She grabbed her keys and purse. You're being a jerk. I'm being observant. There's a difference. She opened the front door, then paused. Turned back. Why are you doing this? Doing what? Acting like this. Saying these things. It's like you're trying to start a fight. I took another sip of coffee, kept my expression neutral. I'm not trying to start anything. I'm just done pretending everything's fine when it clearly isn't. What's that supposed to mean? It means exactly what it sounds like. She stood there for another moment, like she wanted to say more. But then she just shook her head and walked out. I watched through the window as she got in her car. Watched her sit there for a full minute, phone pressed to her ear. Watched her wipe her eyes before finally backing out of the driveway. She had no idea what was coming. And honestly, I was enjoying watching her squirm. She didn't come home at 3. Didn't come home at 5. Finally walked through the door around 7:30, looking exhausted. Long project, I said from the couch. She dropped her purse on the table. Yeah, it was complicated. I'm sure it was. She kicked off her shoes and headed for the kitchen. I heard her opening cabinets, pouring wine. When she came back, she had a full glass. Rough day? I asked. You could say that. Want to talk about it? She took a long drink. Not particularly. We sat in silence for a while. I could feel her watching me, trying to figure out what I knew, what I was thinking. The tension was thick enough to cut. Finally, she broke. Okay, fine. What is it? What's going on with you? What do you mean? Don't play dumb. You've been acting strange for 2 days now. Just tell me what's wrong. I set my phone down and looked at her directly. You genuinely want to know? Yes. Obviously. All right. Let me ask you something first. Is there anything you want to tell me? Anything important? Her grip tightened on the wine glass. Like what? I don't know. You tell me. I have no idea what you're talking about. I nodded slowly. Okay. Then let me be more specific. Are you pregnant? The glass nearly slipped from her hand. She caught it, but wine sloshed over the rim onto her jeans. What? Simple question. Are you pregnant? Why would you ask me that? Because I found the test. Her face went completely white. What test? The one in your car. 3 weeks ago. Wedged in the cup holder trash. She just stared at me, mouth open, no words coming out. Positive test, I continued. 2 clear lines. You want to explain that? She set the wine glass down with shaking hands. You went through my car? I was cleaning it. Found it by accident. But nice try deflecting. That's not yours to go through. We're married. It's our car. But let's not get distracted here. Answer the question. Are you pregnant? She stood up, started pacing. This is insane. You're invading my privacy, going through my things. I'll take that as a yes. She spun around. It's not what you think. Really? Then explain it to me. Because from where I'm standing, my wife is pregnant and hiding it from me. What part am I misunderstanding? It's complicated. Try me. She pressed her hands to her face. I was going to tell you. When? After the baby was born. I needed time to figure things out. Figure what out exactly? She didn't answer. Just stood there, trembling. I pulled out my phone, opened the photos Glenn had sent me. Let me help you figure it out. I had a paternity test done. Private lab. Friend of mine ran it for me. Her eyes went wide. You what? 0 genetic match. Not even close. So let me ask you again, and this time I want a straight answer. Who's the father? She sank onto the arm of the couch, all the color gone from her face. You had no right to do that. I had every right. You're my wife. Or at least you were. Were. I stood up, grabbed the envelope from the bookshelf where I'd left it that morning, tossed it on the coffee table in front of her. Divorce papers. Filed yesterday. You'll be officially served on Monday, but I figured I'd give you a preview. She picked up the envelope with trembling hands, pulled out the papers, started reading. Her breathing got faster, more shallow. This is why you've been smiling, she whispered. This is your good news. Part of it. The paternity test was the other part. Confirmed everything I suspected. She looked up at me, tears starting to form. How did you even get my DNA? Water bottle from your gym bag. Wasn't that hard? You've been planning this. You've been planning this whole thing. For about 3 weeks, yeah? Ever since I found that test and started putting the pieces together. She stood up, papers clutched in her hand. We can fix this. We can go to counseling. We can work through this. Work through what? You cheating on me and getting pregnant with another man's baby? There's nothing to work through. It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. A mistake? You've been seeing him for months. Wednesday evenings at minimum. Probably other times too. Don't insult my intelligence by calling it a mistake. How do you know about Wednesday? I know a lot of things. Like the fact that your book club doesn't exist. That you've been lying about where you go. That you changed your phone password when I got too close to the truth. She wiped her eyes, smearing mascara. You went through my phone. Eventually, yeah? Found that deleted photo in your gallery. The second pregnancy test. The one you took a picture of before deleting it. 30-day deletion period, remember? You should have emptied that folder. Her legs seemed to give out. She sat down hard on the couch. I can't believe you did all this. You can't believe I found out you're carrying another man's child? That's what you can't believe. It's not like that. Then what's it like? Explain it to me. She put her face in her hands. We weren't connecting anymore. You were always working, always tired. I felt alone. So you found someone else and got pregnant. That's your excuse. It just happened. Nothing just happens. You made choices. A whole series of them. And now you're dealing with the consequences. She looked up at me, desperate. What about us? What about our marriage? What marriage? The one where you lie to me every day? The one where you're carrying another man's baby and hiding it? That marriage is done. Please, we can figure this out. There's nothing to figure out. The papers are filed. The accounts are separated. I already took my name off everything except the lease, which is only in my name now anyway. This conversation is just a courtesy. Her phone buzzed on the table. She glanced at it, then quickly looked away. But I saw the name on the screen before it went dark. That him? I asked. She didn't answer. Doesn't matter. He'll find out soon enough. Everyone will. You're going to tell people? I'm not going to hide your infidelity if that's what you're asking. When people ask why we're divorcing, I'll tell them the truth. She stood up, anger finally breaking through the panic. You're really going to do this? Throw away everything we built. I didn't throw anything away. You did. The moment you decided to cheat. The moment you got pregnant with his baby. Every single lie after that. You threw it away. I'm just cleaning up the mess. She opened her mouth to respond, but nothing came out. Just stood there, tears streaming down her face. Divorce papers crumpled in her hand. I grabbed my jacket from the back of the chair. I'm going out. I suggest you figure out where you're going to stay because I don't want you here when I get back. This is my home too. Not anymore. Check the papers. I gave you 72 hours to collect your things and find somewhere else. Clock starts Monday when you're officially served, but I'm giving you a head start. You can't just kick me out. Actually, I can. Lease is in my name only. We renewed it last month, remember? I made sure of that. I walked to the door, then turned back. She was standing there, shaking, mascara running down her face, looking completely destroyed. For what it's worth, I said, I really hoped I was wrong about all of this. But you proved me right at every single turn. Then I walked out, got in my car, and drove away. Left her standing there with the truth finally out in the open and nowhere left to hide. I stayed at a hotel that night. Didn't want to deal with whatever breakdown she was having. When I came back Sunday afternoon, her car was still in the driveway. She was on the couch, surrounded by tissues, eyes red and swollen. Looked like she hadn't slept at all. We need to talk, she said as soon as I walked in. We already talked. Please, just hear me out. I set my keys down. You've got 5 minutes. She stood up, wringing her hands. I know I messed up. I know I hurt you. But we can get through this. No, we can't. Yes, we can. People work through infidelity all the time. We can go to therapy. I'll do whatever it takes. You're not hearing me. I don't want to work through it. I'm done. You don't mean that. I pulled out my phone, showed her the bank statements. I moved half our savings to a separate account. It's in my name only. You'll get your half in the divorce settlement, but you don't have access to it anymore. Her face went pale. You can't do that. Already did. Friday afternoon. That's my money too. And you'll get your share. Through the lawyer. along with whatever else the court decides. She grabbed my arm. Please, I'm begging you. Don't do this. I pulled away. Begging? Seriously? Where was this energy when you were sleeping with him? It was a mistake. I told you that. Stop calling it a mistake. Mistakes are accidental. You made a choice. Multiple choices. For months. She started crying again. I'll end it. I'll never see him again. I'll do anything. You're missing the point. It's not about what you'll do now. It's about what you already did. People make mistakes. People deserve second chances. Not for this. Not for getting pregnant with another man's baby and trying to hide it from me. She wiped her face. How did you even think to do a paternity test? The baby isn't even born yet. Because nothing about your behavior made sense. You were hiding the pregnancy. That told me everything I needed to know. I was scared. Of what? That I'd find out the truth? Mission accomplished. She changed tactics, voice getting softer. Remember when we first met? How happy we were. We can have that again. No, we can't. Because that person I fell in love with doesn't exist anymore. Or maybe she never did, and I was just too blind to see it. That's not fair. You want to talk about fair? How about lying to your husband every single day for months? How about planning to pass off another man's baby as mine? That fair enough for you? She flinched. I wasn't going to do that. Then what were you going to do? Eventually tell me. When? After the baby was born and I'd already bonded with it. I don't know. I hadn't figured it out yet. Exactly. You were just going to keep lying until you couldn't anymore. That's who you are now. Her phone rang. She glanced at it, declined the call immediately. That him again? I asked. She didn't answer. Does he know about the divorce? I told him you were asking questions. But you didn't tell him I filed papers. Not yet. Why not? Afraid he'll run. She looked away. He's married too, isn't he? Her silence confirmed it. Perfect. So you're both destroying your marriages. Does his wife know? I don't know. You should probably tell him to get ready. Because when this all comes out, and it will, she's going to find out. Please don't do that. I'm not doing anything. You two did it to yourselves. She tried a different approach, moving closer. We have history. 7 years together. That has to mean something. I stepped back. It meant something. Past tense. You destroyed whatever meaning it had. I made one mistake. Stop lying. Even now, you're still lying. It wasn't one mistake. It was months of lying, cheating, and betrayal. Own it. She grabbed the divorce papers from the table. These say you want full separation of assets. That's not fair. I helped build our life too. You'll get exactly what you're entitled to by law. Nothing more, nothing less. I could fight this. I could make this difficult for you. I laughed. Go ahead. Try. My lawyer would love that. We have documented proof of infidelity. You'll get destroyed in court. You're being cruel. I'm being fair. There's a difference. She threw the papers down. Fine. You want to be like this? I'll get my own lawyer. We'll see what happens. Good. You should have legal representation. Makes the process cleaner. You have an answer for everything, don't you? I've had 3 weeks to think about this. You're just catching up. Her phone rang again. Same contact. She stared at it, then at me. Answer it, I said. I don't care anymore. She declined the call again. Where am I supposed to go? That's not my problem. I have nowhere to go. You have family. Friends. Figure it out. My family lives 4 hours away. Then I suggest you start driving. Or maybe call your boyfriend. I'm sure he'd be happy to help. He can't. He's married. Right? So you're both cowards on top of everything else. She sat back down, put her face in her hands. I can't believe this is happening. Believe it. This is what happens when you blow up your own life. She looked up, desperation clear in her eyes. What if I told everyone the baby is yours? That you're abandoning your pregnant wife? I pulled up the test results on my phone, held it in front of her face. Then I show them this. DNA doesn't lie. But go ahead. Try it. See how that works out for you. She slumped back. I didn't mean that. I'm just scared. You should be. You're about to be a single mother with a baby whose father is married to someone else. That's a tough situation. You're enjoying this. I'm not enjoying anything. I'm just done pretending to care about someone who clearly never cared about me. She tried once more, voice barely a whisper. Please. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know you are. Sorry you got caught. Sorry you're facing consequences. But you're not sorry for what you did. If I hadn't found that test, you'd still be lying to me right now. She had nothing left. No more arguments. No more manipulation. Just sat there crying while I packed a bag with clothes for the next few days. You have until Wednesday, I said at the door. That's 2 extra days. After that, anything left here goes to storage and you pay the fees. This is really it. This is how it ends. No, this is how you ended it. I'm just accepting reality. I walked out for the second time in 2 days, leaving her sitting in the wreckage of her own choices. And for the first time since I found that pregnancy test, I felt genuinely free. By Monday evening, she was gone. Changed the locks Tuesday morning. The news spread fast. My brother called, then my parents. I told them the truth. She cheated, got pregnant with someone else's baby. Simple facts. Her mom called 3 times before I answered. This is a misunderstanding. You can work this out. There's no misunderstanding. She's pregnant with another man's baby. I have DNA results. Silence. Then she hung up. Our mutual friends reached out asking if it was accurate. I confirmed it without elaborating. Just facts. She tried damage control on social media, posted something vague about difficult times, and things aren't as they seem. People who knew the truth called her out in the comments. She deleted it by evening. Thursday, unknown number called. Is this Cooper? My name's Bryant. We need to talk about my wife and your wife. The other husband. How long, he asked. 6 months minimum. Probably longer. She said community center volunteering on Wednesdays. Mine said book club. They coordinated. How'd you find out? Pregnancy test. Did some digging. Long pause. Pregnant. Yeah. DNA test proved it's not mine. We talked 10 minutes. Shared timelines. He was filing papers too. Friday, saw her at the grocery store with a friend. She spotted me, froze, then disappeared down another aisle. I finished shopping and left. Saturday, my lawyer called. Her attorney wants to negotiate settlement. And asking for more than entitled. I reminded them about documented infidelity. They backed off. Good. Sunday, met friends at a sports bar. Guys I'd lost touch with. We watched the game, talked about nothing important. Felt good. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. This is his wife. Thank you for the truth. Sorry you're going through this. I texted back. You too. She responded. Already filed. He can figure out his mess alone. Good for her. Next week, ran into Natalie. Heard what happened. Really sorry. Better to know the truth. She called asking to stay with me. I said no. Can't support what she did. Fair enough. You're handling this well. Being angry won't change anything. By week 2, dust settled. People stopped asking. Gossip moved on. Got promoted Friday. Project wrapped successfully. Boss called me in. We're impressed. Want to offer you senior position. 20% raise. Better hours. Something I'd wanted for years. I accept. Walking out that day, I realized something. While she'd been destroying our marriage, I'd been building something better. Career. Stability. Self-respect. She burned everything trying to have it both ways. I just walked through the ashes and kept moving forward. The divorce finalized faster than expected. 3 weeks in court, judge reviewed the evidence. Done. Settlement favored me heavily given the circumstances. She got what the law required, nothing more. I moved into a smaller place across town. 2-bedroom house, nothing fancy, but it was mine. No shared memories. No ghosts. Just a fresh start. 3 months later, life looked completely different. Promotion meant better hours, better pay. Started hitting the gym again, dropped 15 pounds. Reconnected with friends I'd neglected. Took up woodworking, something I'd always wanted to try. Thursday evening, I was at Home Depot grabbing supplies when I saw her. Heavily pregnant now, struggling with bags near the entrance. Alone. She saw me at the same time. Her face went pale. I nodded, kept walking toward my truck. Wait, she called out. I stopped, turned around. She waddled over, clearly exhausted. How are you? Good. You. Managing. She gestured at her stomach. Due in 6 weeks. Congratulations. Awkward silence. I heard about your promotion, she said. That's great. Thanks. Look, I know things ended badly, but I wanted to say I'm sorry. For everything. I studied her face. She looked tired. Defeated. Genuine, maybe. But it didn't matter anymore. I appreciate that. Do you think? I mean, could we maybe talk sometime? Get coffee. I don't think that's a good idea. Her shoulders sagged. Right. Of course. Take care of yourself, I said, already turning back to my truck. He left, she blurted out. Bryant, when he found out about the baby, said he couldn't handle the complications. I stopped. That's unfortunate. I'm doing it alone now. My parents help when they can, but it's hard. Part of me felt something. Sympathy, maybe. But it passed quick. You'll figure it out. People do. I really messed up, didn't I? Yeah, you did. She nodded slowly, tears forming. I don't blame you for hating me. I don't hate you. I just don't think about you anymore. That hit harder than any insult could have. I saw it in her face. Goodbye, I said, climbing into my truck. Drove away without looking back. Friday night, Jackson invited me to a friend's barbecue. Met some new people. Had actual conversations that didn't revolve around my divorce or her betrayal. Just normal interaction. One of Jackson's coworkers, Ashley, mentioned she'd just moved to the area. We talked about the city, good restaurants, places to check out. Easy conversation. No pressure. She handed me her number as I was leaving. If you ever want to grab lunch and show me around, let me know. I pocketed it. Yeah, I might do that. Driving home that night, windows down, music playing, I felt something I hadn't felt in over a year. Peace. Not happiness exactly. Not yet. But peace. The kind that comes from knowing you made the right call. From walking away from toxicity and not looking back. My phone buzzed at a red light. Text from my lawyer. Everything finalized. Case closed. Congratulations on your fresh start. I texted back. Thanks for everything. The light turned green. I drove forward. New job. New place. New possibilities. She'd wanted to have everything. Lost it all trying. I'd lost what I thought I wanted. Gained what I actually needed. Self-respect. Freedom. Control of my own life. The kind of things you can't put a price on. I pulled into my driveway, grabbed my Home Depot bags, and walked into my house. My house. My space. My life. And for the first time in a long time, I smiled because I genuinely had something to smile about. Not because I was hiding what I knew. Not because I was planning my next move. Just because I was free. And that was enough.